Welcome back to We Need to Talk. In her second season with the program, Nicki Collen has the Baylor Bears set up for success. Baylor is ranked 18th in the AP preseason poll and are fresh off an opening night win over Lamar. We are thrilled to be joined by Coach Nicki right now. Thank you for being here.
So happy to be here. I'm excited to talk.
Well, the first thing that we want to talk about is that a year ago, you said that Baylor was indeed your dream job. So into this, has there been anything that's even better than expected?
You know, I'm a big believer in keeping my feet, kind of where they're at and enjoying coaching at every level. I loved my time in the WNBA and, I just kind of felt called to be here. To take over and be different and be myself at a place that had had so much success. And so I'm just grateful to have the opportunity to coach here, to mentor young women and teach them a little bit about the game of basketball.
Coach Nicki, again, Lisa Lessa here, a huge fan of what you've done, even in the WNBA, and really helping the Atlanta Dream be activists and make change there. Can you tell me what did you learn in the WNBA and what have you taken back to Baylor with you?
Yeah, I think there's multiple things. I think, when you think about the W, it's coaching superstars, but it's about managing personalities and players and expectations. And so I think from a relational perspective, that was really, really huge. I think the other part about the W that you can't underestimate is how much you learn the X's and O's, the time and score, the late game situations, because you don't play in 88 to 50 games, in the WNBA. You play in 88 to 82 games. And so you have to be on it. You have to understand when to use your timeouts and how to sub and all those things. And so I think from a time and score perspective, there's no better way to learn that than being in the pros.
Coach Nicki, Lisa actually just referenced this. When you were indeed leading the Atlanta Dream, that was a group of women that really seized their platform and were very fearless in trying to effect change. Do you remember at that time having any hesitation over that? Or what was it like to be in charge of those women?
Such a unique situation. I certainly was hired by Kelly Loeffler, and appreciate the opportunity she gave to me. So there was such a fine line of leading, serving, supporting, really being there and empowering our players. And honestly, for me, it was a time for me to walk alongside them and to walk behind them and let them be the leaders that they are and what they did for social change. I've never been more proud of a group of players to do it with such class. I mean, it would have been easy. I know when their ownership group isn't supporting, Black Lives Matter on the court. At that time, when we're talking about George Floyd and the unrest and everything going on, I thought they did it so gracefully. They got their point across, but they didn't throw stones. I mean, I just was super proud to be a part of that organization at that time.
Well, Coach Nicki, we can't say enough about, for me personally, as a Black woman, how thankful I am to have you as an ally. And here we are again, looking at another situation with Brittney Griner, being obviously overseas in Russia, still in jail. And you've done an amazing job of, again, stepping up, using your voice and your platform to support BG. Can you just tell us why you chose to do that? And we've seen so many other coaches who have not.
Yeah, I think it's really important. I get asked questions and I always have a choice of how I answer them, and look, I've gotten emails. I mean, we know that it's not all positive when you support situations like this. But I was lucky enough to get to know BG, especially in the bubble, but in the W, it's a small league and everyone gets to know one another. And I just like to look at it from the perspective of, she's a daughter and a wife and a mother and a sister. And that's why we are BG, because we all play these roles. And, she's a family member and she's a part of the Baylor family. And, I've tried to stay away from what happened, why it happened, should it have happened. To me, it doesn't matter. You support your own. And, there's a reason why our government labeled her wrongfully detained. And I think that's a big part of this, is understanding that we don't know exactly what happened, but if our government says she's wrongfully detained, then she shouldn't be here. She should be here, and we should be advocating to get her home.
Okay, well, help us get to know more of the Baylor family right now. Help us get to know this current team. Who are some of the people we should be looking for? Who are the young players you're really excited about?
Yeah, I mean, we're a little banged up right now. I mean, it's crazy. A year ago, we only had 9 on our roster. Now we have 13, but we only had 9 dressed last night for our opener. And so, I think it's a fun mix. It's a fun mix of returners, and freshmen. You're seeing highlights of Dariana Littlepage Buggs, who was our most highly rated signee. You see Bella Fauntleroy running over our ball kids on a steal. But, Asia Blackwell in the transfer portal led the SEC in rebounding. We just have an exciting mix. I think Sarah Andrews is as good a point guard as any in the country. Expect her to be on the Nancy Lieberman midseason watch list. You heard it here first. But even Jamie Asbury is on the Ann Myers Drysdale, award watch list. So a lot of versatile pieces. Really excited for our fans to watch these kids grow up together.
And Coach Nicki, we know you guys will have the patch of BG on your uniforms and what that'll speak. What kinds of messages do you share with your players in terms of recognizing what BG has done for this program? It's a storied program, and where you guys are trying to get back to.
This is the amazing thing about this patch for me. One, it was created in-house, by our creative team. And, I got to have a lot of input into what it felt like, and there were a lot of iterations of it. But this stems from our players. Mm-hmm. Our players ask, what are we doing? What are we going to do? And so this wasn't a Nicki Collen decision. This was a Baylor women's basketball decision. And, it's about when you join our program, you're a part of it now and you're a part of it forever. And so it just shows them that we're going to support them long after they stop wearing the green and gold jersey, that they're going to be a part of the Baylor family, that we're going to stick together, and that we're going to be there for each other. And so that's what makes it so special, I'm telling you, is that it was our team asking, what are we going to do to honor her? That's important for them, and that they understand that I'm an ally. I coach the majority of my team are young Black females, and gay, straight, all the above. BG represents each and every one of them in some way. And so, just want to know that she's always in our thoughts and prayers.
I don't know, Lisa, I feel like I'm ready to lace them up for Coach Nicki right here after that. Coach Nicki, thank you so much for joining us. And best of luck this season. Whenever it is that we get to talk to you again, we're looking forward to it for sure.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.